G'day everyone, welcome to the Bothy. I'm Chris.
G'day, I'm Al.
Some good news this week for us over 50s.
Finally.
It's great to have a good news story.
Really good, actually.
Some great work from the ABC again. We don't say that very often.
No.
Adele Ferguson, well done Adele on your outstanding work, has been doing some investigation and following the story of these lifestyle communities and how they've been ripping people off once they want to exit or they pass and their families.
So basically it's a retirement home.
It's not a retirement village as such, but you buy your own house in there. I'll explain it.
Yep.
It works differently.
Yep.
It's a retirement home. So these are what they call lifestyle villages or communities. When you're over 50, so you can still be working full-time, whatever, you move in there and you buy a house. Might cost you $400,000-$500,000. You don't buy the land, you lease the land for 90 years. And then you pay a fee, a rent, whatever you want to call it, of about $250 per couple per week on the lease of that land after you've already bought the house.
That already seems insanely high.
It does, doesn't it? $1,000 a month.
Yeah.
And that goes towards the amenities in the park and, making sure your community's a happy place.
Yeah.
But there was a rule written into the contracts that when you sell your property, lifestyle communities got to keep 20% of the value.
20%?
20% of the value of your property.
Oh my God.
So
that's ridiculous.
I thought what we do today is have a little look at what Adele's story is.
Yep.
And then we can have a bit of a chat about it.
All right, sweet.
All right, let's do that.
Now to Victoria and a huge legal win against the odds. 83 people living in over 50s estates in Melbourne have taken on the ASX-listed company Lifestyle Communities, accusing it of charging exorbitant exit fees when they move out. This week, they won their case. A Victorian tribunal ordering the company to stop the practice. The decision will impact thousands. Justice Ted Woodward also heard that some families had been forced to continue paying rent for their relatives after they had died. Investigative reporter Adele Ferguson exposed the practice on 7:30 last year. She joins me now. Adele, why is this such an important victory for those people?
It was a really tough thing that they did. They took on a company where they were living. And what it means is that anyone who actually sold their property and were charged a 20% exit fee, going back years, they're now eligible to get that back from the company, as well as the ones that are living there now and about to sell. So it's on average $88,000. For some people it's $200,000, so it's a huge amount of money.
You're right that it's brave, especially for those people who are living in those properties, but just in relation to people who have, or the families of people who, either people who've left the homes or died and their families, can they also claim the money back, or is it only going to be for people who are living there now?
No, it's retrospective. So it's people who have already sold, and if they've died and their families got the estate, they can also go to the company and ask for the money back.
You know, we said at the beginning, this is really like it's like a David and Goliath struggle, because you've got, a number of residents fighting this very big company. How's the company, have they responded already? And otherwise, how do you anticipate that they will respond to this?
So they went back onto the stock exchange today and the share price fell 37%. So, hundreds of millions of massive. They've said they want to appeal, and they're asking the judge if they can stay all of these decisions until after the appeal. So we'll just have to wait to see what happens. But
you're the one that brought us this story, so obviously you were in contact with some of the people living in these homes. They've obviously just been through a very demanding process, taking this big company to court. How will they handle, do you think, being made to do an appeal if they have to carry on with this?
They would be absolutely devastated, because it's very clear. The judge said 18 times it was unconscionable what was done, and it was in the Residential Tenancy Act. They hadn't done the right thing, so it was void. So that's really black and white. So to appeal it is really just buying time.
Right, and buying time also means hoping that more people presumably are not around to fight the battle?
Absolutely. Some of these people are very elderly.
So just go back to that word unconscionable. So Is it possible briefly to just remind people what was so unconscionable about what the company was doing?
They were doing a couple of things. One, they were charging dead people rent, which was shocking. So it meant that if somebody died and the family inherited the property, they couldn't even move in for a few weeks. While they sold it, they couldn't move in at all. It had to be sold, and until it was sold, they were paying rent. Secondly, with the exit fees, that was up to 20% of how much you sold the property for. And it was a retired detective that had discovered when he looked at the contract, it didn't stack up. And that's why this all came out.
And so presumably I remember the story, when ordinary people faced with those contracts, they were very confusing, the section about the exit fees and how it functioned.
Yeah, absolutely. It's very, very confusing. But it was clear cut when you looked at the Residential Tenancy Act and you looked at the contract, they couldn't do what they were doing.
Is it your view that what the company did, they did intentionally knowing that they would bamboozle residents?
I think in a lot of cases these contracts are intended to bamboozle people, because even the lawyers don't understand some of these contracts. People will go to a lawyer and they're so complicated that even the lawyers don't know.
So it took this victory to bring it home. Adele Ferguson, it was a very strong story in the first place, and it's very fitting that you're in tonight to talk about it. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So they didn't call it an exit fee.
No.
They call it a deferred management fee. And the way they presented it in the contract is, we could charge you this upfront or across the term that you're here, but we've made it easier for you by just taking it out of whatever sale price you get. But they're already paying $250 a week.
I know.
How much more do they want?
That is shocking.
So 88 grand, if you're there 5 years and you have to pay 88 grand, it's $20,000 a year, mate.
That's crazy.
On top of the $1,000.
I've always thought these retirement places, like even the standard retirement places, are like a bit of a sham as well.
Yeah.
But that one really takes a biscuit. That one's above and beyond.
You know who runs a lot of these retirement villages? Not this one in this case, but you know who does run a lot of these retirement villages? The churches.
Do they?
Uniting Church is huge in running a lot of these. Yeah.
God.
Yeah, exactly right. I reckon it's just another massive company taking advantage of those that shouldn't be taken advantage of.
Yep. It's just another little people getting shafted by somebody above. Or maybe not somebody above. That sounds a bit too biblical.
It does. It's not something
but somebody that's somebody that thinks they can just get away with any old shit.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
So we're really pleased that Adele has gone out and done what she's done.
And thank God for that bloody detective.
Yeah.
That went, this is sus.
Absolutely.
Yeah, well done.
Absolutely. So hopefully now they do get their money back. Hopefully the appeal fails. But you can see what they're doing. They'll just appeal and appeal.
Yeah,
appeal
they'll just try to put it off for as long as possible.
As they can. Or the company will end up going belly up. Because if it's thousands of people,
that's a lot.
And it's between 80 and 200 grand each, it's going to cost them
that's a lot.
Millions and millions of dollars.
That's huge.
Yeah. How do they then pay it? So let us know what you think. If you live in one of these villages, are you celebrating? Or if you were thinking of living in one of these villages, maybe it's a little more palatable now because you know you're not going to get stiffed with this enormous exit fee.
Completely ripped off. Yeah.
And if you do live in one of these villages and you didn't know about it, how do you feel now knowing that you won't have to pay that money? Well done to Adele and the investigation.
Yeah, good on them.
And well done to the people who found out about it and actually acted. The people actually acted.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
It's great.
Good on you guys. Let us know what you think.
See you guys.
Bye.